All
Right,
right, dude.
mate.
That was
We got
actually
there.
that was
We
pretty
got
good,
there.
actually.
We've done it. Please tell me you pressed the fucking record button.
Um.
Hey guys, and welcome back. Here is more Dustfar 14 Fear, and in today's video, Booker and myself discuss Uprising 1.3. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Cheers. Booker, take it away.
Hi, good evening. It's Booker here, your friendly neighbourhood bullet sponge. Again in conversation with the wise and wonderful and clearly beautiful Bam.
You're so full of shit. It's unreal.
Well,
Yeah, Booker.
obviously, I've just called you beautiful, so that's clearly full of shit.
Yeah, well, ignoring that bit. Yeah, Booker. The reason why I rang you up today, mate, was to talk about the new patch that's been put into place today. Uprising 1.3. What's your take on it?
Well, you kind of put the right word to it there. You said patch. I mean, it's supposed to be an update, but it is more like a patch, and that's not a criticism because CCP have been fairly upfront with the fact that they're going to do quick fire updates. This one's a fairly small one, but we have been promised one with more content and more updates in it in 1.4, so we can look forward to that. But this one, well, I've had a little go. I've been into some ambushes, of which there's only one type at the moment.
Yeah, they got rid of OMS, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. That was kind of sprung on us, actually. I don't remember that being in the patch notes, but I think it's just random whether you get an OMS or a normal ambush. The two types are still there. You're just not quite sure which one you're going to get. So we'll see.
So random generation of the actual OMS or just the usual ambush?
I think so, yeah. I'm not absolutely sure.
Dude, tell us, what do you make of the Flaylocks and the Kaldari nerf? Because I was running with an Amarian Logi today, and he's chuffed to bits with the patch. He gets an extra low power slot, and he actually gets a sidearm this time. He is loving it.
Well, the Amari Logisuit needed some love,
Yeah.
without a doubt. It was underused, underutilised. You literally had to get to the very top level. You had to be at the prototype. So that was that's an expensive way to have to get the full benefit of being an Amari Logi. So pleased to them. I hope that turns out all right. As far as the gay lock is concerned, it is a slightly more gayer lock than it was. I have briefly had to turn tail on one this evening, and it felt like I was able to get out the way without just basically it being a win, but being pressed all over my backside. Although it was a fairly pointless manoeuvre in the end because I ran straight into a mass driver.
Oh, dude. From the frying pan into the fire, man.
Indeed. But I think we'll see how that pans out. It did feel like I did have the opportunity to escape. These guys have got to be more accurate now with their flay locking.
Have you noticed that the labs have been making a comeback? I've noticed them.
Yeah, I think some people have got over the fact that they've got to pay for their labs and they're not too worried about it. Or the other side of the coin is that the Logi labs are so difficult to kill that the guys who were using actual Logi labs for the lab trolling were already having to pay for their labs, so it was no real nerf for them at all.
Well, I know you and I were talking about it, and I did mention the fact that maybe a logistics lab should only be for the logistics suit, like an attachment / to the suit type thing. But as you pointed out, that then stops the diversity of dust, which is what CCP are trying to push forward. Well then, if that's the case, why not make the driver and the co-driver, or the passenger, more accessible to bullets? Because yeah, I've killed a few Logi Lab drivers, but that's with a freaking forge gun to the face. I don't think I've once shot them out the seat with my HMG. or my alternative character's assault rifle yet. It's tricky. It's tricky, and all they do now is spawn in a Logilav, specifically for trolling. And it's like, well, what's the point? You know, really, you're not getting out to fight because you've got what 3,000 hit points on you, and it's wow, it's unstoppable.
I mean, that would certainly be one way in which they can help stop being used in the way they are. Although with them sitting so low in the car, still difficult to hit. So maybe will be other options available. I think one of the main reasons the people who've gone and skilled into Logic Labs, I'm afraid running into people is their only current option for actually getting more points. I hadn't realised this, but we were speaking with it was a tanker, but he was up together on all things vehicle, and he was actually sticking up for the LAV drivers. But I can see his point in that the fact the LAV drivers get no points for being a logistic LAV. There's no points available. They can sit there and mend tanks all day, and they don't get points for it. Unless you actually do something that earns you more points, you're not getting value for your bang for your buck, are you?
No, you're not. That's actually not a bad point there, Booker. Why not actually give the Logilav the points for repairing? You get Guardian points for repping and tanking heavies and other characters in fire and fist fights that you have in and around the installations. Why can't the Lav have that for the tanks? Why not? I mean, what's happening with that? You know, this is where I think I openly call out a dev or a CPM member to come into the environment that we're sort of trying to create here and sort of explain, not necessarily sort of try and beat them with every stick out there. Just it's like a chat to sort of see. Well, okay, well, this is why you've done it. Why have you done it like that? Just a general face-to-face sort of chat. I think that's a fair enough request. Any CPM member or dev that actually watches this, although I highly doubt it, please get in touch with Booker or myself. We will point you towards our TeamSpeak channel, and then we will openly discuss topics and bits and pieces and your sort of mentality and things of why you're doing things the way you're doing. We're not particularly interested into the inner workings of various things because those things happen 4 or 5 months down the line. I think Booker and I both sort of want to know what's happening on the field currently. Why have you nerfed the Flaylock or the way you've nerfed it? Why have you tweaked the Caldari Lodger the way you've nerfed it? Yeah, you can probably say, yeah, we post it all onto the forums and stuff, but actually having a dev sort of voice his opinions, his train of thought, and have a voice behind the actual sort of letters. You know what I mean by that, Booker. I think that would be a valuable sort of platform for him to sort of do that, or them, or her, or it, or whatever. What do you think?
It would be, obviously it'd be really cool to speak to a dev or a CPM who has a greater insight into where the devs are coming from. You were actually quite forceful in the way you were speaking there, man. It made it sound like we're not criticising what you've done. We would like to get into the mind of the people who are making these decisions and find out where you're coming from, and maybe get that across to some more of the Dust players that are out there. It's it's an interesting journey that we're on, and it's nice sometimes to get to the place where those decisions are coming from. So it would be great to speak to somebody. Really would be.
Yeah, I agree. I might sound a bit sort of upfront and in your face and everything, but
passionate.
Just a general sort of chit chat and say, right, well, up 1.3 was just a 40 megabyte download. It was a few fixes here and there, to right some wrongs and fix a few problems and stuff like that. It would be interesting to sort of have their opinions on the actual subject.
So it'd be great to get somebody on who can speak from a position of knowledge.
Authority, an authority and knowledge of actually what's happening. Well, Booker, thank you very much for coming tonight, dude. And man, I'll see you in Reticule near me.
Always a pleasure, never a chore, my old friend. I will speak to you on another occasion. I'm absolutely sure of that. This is Booker signing off. I'll be in a reticule near you sometime soon.
What you want?